kind words for his new chief of staff a little earlier today.
He has served as one of my senior advisors here at the White House. And in that role, he's taken on a series of management and legislative challenges with his customary clarity and common purpose. There is a saying around the White House, let's let Pete fix it.
The announcement coming on the day the administration is out with a new report that indicates the stimulus package is a success.
So can a long-term insider bring fresh economic ideas to a White House that continues to claim its old policies just need a little more time?
Well, we joined by Betsy McCaughey. She is the former lieutenant governor of New York. And what do you think? What is your take on this?
On the appointment or on the plan?
Let's do both. Appointment first.
Well, the appointment's probably a good move because he is more of a soother and a schmoozer rather than a Chicago-style arm twister. And let's face it, the Democrats fled Washington this week with such a case of election jitters, so afraid to be associated with the president. And just a few weeks after the election, the president will probably face a Congress with many more Republicans and many fewer allies. So he needs somebody who can work across the aisle and create deals. And this man is one of the architects of the Cornhusker kickback. He knows how to make a deal.
Well, of course, Rahm Emanuel was the one who made the deals with the insurance companies, got them on board shortly before Nancy Pelosi and the others began calling them vampires and worse.
He's tougher. At least in the exterior. He gets people on board by saying the train is leaving the station.
Okay, the stimulus package, the claims that it's a big success.
A lot of weasel words in there. And in fact, it probably retarded recovery. It certainly allowed the gravy train to keep moving for all the state and local politicians and is pushing many states toward bankruptcy. But in fact, what you'll see here is a talk about saving jobs. It's hard to put a figure on that. We know that not all jobs are created equal. It created a lot of public sector jobs, 720,000 over the last 3 years, probably. But we saw 10.5 million private sector jobs lost. And those public sector jobs don't create wealth. They eat it up. They take it out of people's pockets. They deprive businesses of the capital they need.
A lot of taxpayers wanted this to go well because it was their money and they had great high hopes. Even Mort Zuckerman of Boston Properties was here the other day on Fox Business, and he said, as a former supporter of the Obama administration's plans, he said it didn't work, that the stimulus did not work. But he said it just wasn't big enough.
Oh, no.
Would it have worked if it were bigger?
You know, in 1939, Henry Morgenthau, Secretary of the Treasury, told the House Ways and Means Committee, we've been spending and spending for 8 years. It hasn't worked. Unemployment is even higher, and now we have a huge federal debt. And this piece of history is repeating itself.
Okay, by the way, we have a Fox News opinion release poll that was just released. 39% of respondents would vote for President Obama if the presidential election were held today. So what do you think has led to the president's losing support here?
Well, certainly most Americans understand that this out-of-control government spending means they have less in their pockets to spend on their families and that jobs will not be created, real jobs, private sector jobs. They also see government growing beyond the consent of the governed. And they know that these civil servants are earning, in many cases, twice what they do. It's a transformation of our society.
Betsy McCaughey, former lieutenant governor of New York. Good to see you here.
Well, another